test off-axis rejection and feedback rejection. What we're doing now is we're running these microphones through my Behringer XR18 digital mixer, which I'm running the app here on my Microsoft Surface Pro to control the levels. We're back to the Shure SM58 and the Beta 58, and we're running it through an old EV SXA 250. It's an older EV powered speaker, but sounds really great. Their newer ones are even better than this. So what we're going to do is first we're just going to test the two microphones and see how loud we can get them before they feed back, and then I'm going to give you an example of their off-axis rejection. First up, we have the SM58. And you will notice right away that at zero gain, it's not as loud as the Beta 58. The Beta 58 is just a louder microphone. So again, this is at zero gain. Let's turn the gain up and see what happens. So we're turning the gain up. Right now it's at 0, and we're getting louder and louder and louder and louder. And right around there, we're starting to hum. Right around that plus 22 mark. So this is pretty loud. You're still getting some weird frequency hums here. So, we would probably want to turn it down more, like to the plus 17.5. So that's a pretty high gain. Now let's see what happens when we switch over to the Beta. Alright, so this is the Beta. We're at zero gain. We're going to go up, 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 up. And now we got a nice, clear, crisp sound. And right around there, plus 20, we're feeding back. We're still getting a little ring. Plus 18, plus 16.5. This sounds great. So between the two microphones, it might still be a little bit hot. Turn it down to about plus 15. I've got plenty of volume in the room. I'm not feeding back. It just sounds better than the 58. Go back to the 58 and it sounds a little bit more muffled. We're not getting that high end as much. So SM58, good all around microphone, but for me, we definitely like the Beta 58 much better. All right, now we're on the Heil PR20. Right off the bat, zero gain, and it is definitely louder than the SM58. So we're going to turn that up. Again, really nice, clear sound. Now we're ringing a little bit in one frequency, but only really one frequency at that 11 decibels. So it's quite a loud microphone. It sounds very crisp and clear. Test that against the Beta 58, and we're getting a ring at one particular frequency. Let's actually take a look at what that frequency is. So we can turn on our real-time analysis, and there is the frequency ranges of our SM58. Sorry, our Beta 58, and we are getting that ring in, I believe it's going to be right there, right in that. It's either right in that, no, it's lower than that. It is right here, right in that 500 range. So we give a little bit of cut in that 500 range, and then what we can do is we can go back to our input, and we can continue to turn up that gain, and now we're actually really quite loud, really loud microphone. Go back to the Beta, and you see, yep, definitely more loud, more bass, much more bass, more mid-range on that, on the Heil. So what that means is I can turn this microphone up less, and I'm getting a fuller sound. And that little bit of feedback is there because it's putting out so much more mid-range and so much more lows than the Beta. And so, all right, that's fine, because we can just either roll off those specific frequencies, or we can turn the mic down, or both. So to me, this microphone sounds much, much, much better. And again, by the way, we're in a terrible acoustic environment at the moment, and I'm actually further away from this monitor than you actually should be. But I'm doing that because I actually want it to feedback, because we're trying to test feedback here. I also wanted to test our off-axis rejection. So here I am, I'm speaking into the microphone. Let me give it a solid tone on the PR20 and see as I move, it will disappear. Let's do the same test with the beta. All right, now we're on the beta. So as you can see, it's a much, the beta is a much wider pickup pattern, which means that if I was moving around more, it's going to be more prone to feedback. Okay, I've still got the Heil up, and I'm now comparing that to the EV ND76. So this is my ND76 that I'm still using. We're at 0 gain right now, and it's, once again, really loud. So let's turn up that gain, turning up that gain, turning up that gain. Holy cow, holy cow, holy cow. So, hands down, the loudest microphone we've got here today before feedback. We're humming just a little bit, so let's bring it down just a little bit further. And actually, you know how I was talking earlier about how it hums at the sort of really high frequencies. Let's just, like right around that 2 to 3K range, which is going to give you more vocal presence. And that is where we're just humming just a little bit. So again, a really loud microphone that we could turn down. So let's go back, compare that to the Heil. Comparing it to the Heil. So again, the Heil sounds bassier, but we definitely got a lot more gain before feedback on the EV. So real quick, let's check off-axis rejection. Back to the Heil. Lots of off-axis rejection. Now let's move to the ND76. ND76 off-axis rejection. Once again, we're still getting a little bit of ring, so let me turn that down a little bit. But once again, you're seeing that the EV not only is a louder microphone, and it's a clearer microphone. You're getting a lot more high-end. Right now, by the way, the audio from the camera, that's what you're hearing is coming straight from this EV. You're not hearing any direct audio. And it's very clear, it's very loud, and it has great off-axis rejection. So the EV here, I think, is the winner. All right, now what you're hearing is the EV ND86. So remember, just a moment ago, we were using the 76. Now we've got the 86. Right now it's at 0 gain, and it's pretty loud. We're gonna turn up that gain, turn up that gain, turn up that gain, turn up that gain, turn up that gain. Again, a very loud, very clear microphone. I've got it now plus 13. Let's compare that to the other one. This is the 76. Again, the 86 is, I think, just about as loud. We're getting just that little bit of hum we were hearing, that little bit of ring that we were hearing earlier on the 76. But the 86 doesn't have that ring. It has more low frequency. It has more mid frequency. My God, I love this microphone. It sounds amazing. Very little feedback. Let's go to the off-axis rejection test. We'll go back to the 76, which is what we did before. Whoops, which is what we did before. And 76. So again, great off-axis rejection on that microphone. Let's 86 it. 86. Wow. This is a fantastic mic. To me, this is too loud. But it's too loud. It is crystal clear. It's great at all the frequencies. I'm in love with this microphone. I may just trade in my 76 to get an 86. This is a great experience. All right, what we are listening to now is the ND96. We're hearing it, it's actually got some settings, we'll talk about that in a minute, and we're hearing it at 0 decibels gain. So let's increase those decibels, increasing the volume. Whoa, a little ring there. Once again, really fantastic. Really good sound. Yep, let's cut that. I want to say that was probably around a 2K ring. Let's see. Let's go back. Let's see if we can get a little bit more gain out of it. And yes, we can. Oh, there's that ringing again. Let's see if we can figure out exactly where it is. And good way. Yep, right there. Right there. So let's go back and turn that down just a little bit. And there we go. Sounds pretty good. Let's compare that. Let's compare that to the 86. So I have to tell you, the ND96 is the more expensive microphone, but I am really in love with the 86, the less expensive one, the mid-range of the three. That's the 96. Now, we're getting a lot more highs, a lot more high presence. To me, I have a richer sound, I think. I like that 86, but I could totally see a female singer in love with this microphone, this 96. It is just crystal clear. It feels like a condenser microphone. It's a very fast response, just sounds fantastic. And let's check that off-axis rejection. Let's go back to the 86. 86. And now 96. So not quite as tight a pickup pattern. I have to tell you, I think the 86 is the winner of this shootout. The 96 is clearer, it's got more highs. In this room, it's a little bit too much. I think for my voice, I think I'm a fan of the 86. I think it's a great microphone. But we can see all of these microphones, all the EV microphones and the Heil microphone, an improvement over the SM58 and the Beta 58. So when you go to a club, if you're using the default microphone they've got, you were shortchanging yourself. Go out, buy a different microphone that is more to your needs, and I think you will be happier. So I've done a little tweak to the EQ on the ND76, just zeroing in on that frequency. That's feeding back a little bit, and it is right around that 3.3K. And I've also cut the sibilance frequencies a little bit, and it's definitely better. It's definitely better. So, you know, you have this really clear, ooh, yeah, we are ringing a little bit, but I also increased the gain to give us more volume to demonstrate the fact that you can EQ out. Let's just take that down a little bit. You can EQ out certain frequencies that are ringing back. And that's, you know, frequencies ring back depending on the room you're in, the position you're in, you know, what's going on in the music. And but you can sort of use the EQ to take frequencies out, to take problematic frequencies out. That is actually the best way to use an EQ. So yeah, really great, really natural responding microphone here. It just sounds, it sounds fantastic. But again, for my voice, I'm getting the rich tonality in the in this 86, and I just like it better. I think it's better suited for my specific voice. I think, but I could totally see how it's not capturing quite as much detail in the high end, and so for other people, the 96 might be better. And also, you know, I talked about this. That the 76 has that presence in the high end, and it cuts through the mix. And so I could see how the 96 would cut through the mix a little bit better than the 86. That being said, I was blown away when I switched to I was blown away when I switched to the 70s. I was blown away when I switched from the Beta 58 to the Heil PR20, and then I was blown away when I switched from the Heil PR20 to the ND76, and now I'm really liking this 86. And so it just goes to show there are other microphones out there. There are other Heil microphones. I wish I had a PR35, which is supposed to be even higher end than the PR20. So there's one last thing I did not try, and that is that the ND96 has a little switch on it. It's an indented switch. You're going to need a screwdriver or a pen. I'm just using a needle nose pliers because I've got them hanging around. And that switch, at first I thought was a low cut, which you see on a lot of microphones. It cuts those low frequencies. But in fact, it's a mid cut. It cuts like the lows and the mids. And to me, so right now we're listening to it full range. And now we're listening to it engaged. Now, one thing you notice is that before, just moments ago, we were getting a little bit of a ring. That ring is completely gone. What you are left with is a fantastic sounding microphone that still has the body of the 86 and a little bit more of the presence of the 96. So you're getting a little bit more of that high end, a little bit more of that detail. And this is a fantastic sounding mic. You know, I mentioned before, it has that almost like large diaphragm condenser tonality to it. You get that kind of details and enunciations. And it's a great microphone. It just sounds very, very, very good. Very accurate. I can see on certain voices how this would be an absolute fantastic microphone. I'm hearing definitely tenors, female singers, speech recognition, fantastic, very, 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 very clear. But I still like the 86. Let's go back to that. So back to the 86. In my voice, it's just got that gravelly, aggressive kind of mid-low range bite to it. And I still appreciate that. But just speaking into it, I'm missing that sort of high-end. Let's actually go so that you can see the frequencies of this. I'm missing the sort of high-end definition that I appreciated in the 96. So, again, every voice is going to be different. I will say, with that switch engaged, I appreciate the 96 even more, though, than I did before. Again, back to the 96. And yes, it's got that sort of definition, and it's not ringing, it's not feeding back, it sounds great. So, again, if that's what your music calls for, that's a fantastic option. So there's only one mic we haven't tested, and let's try it out. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Heil Fin. I'm holding this mic, you might notice, because I think, once again, this is a mic that just begs to be held. Actually, we could turn the phantom power on it, and it will glow. Oh. Yeah, you will also get a little bit of a buzz, but only initially, as the mic sort of returns to normal. And we're listening, this mic is actually quite loud because we are at the 0 gain. So let us turn it up, and oh yes. All right, so we're humming a little bit. There we go. So this microphone sounds great. And you notice if we were to cup any other microphone, it would do terrible things to the sound. But in fact, it has almost no impact at all. It might actually increase our volume a little bit by cupping it. no noticeable impact on the feedback, and that makes it a really unique microphone. Now, yes, if I turn a little bit right there, you're starting to hear a little hum, but again, that's any microphone. We're not pointing it at the, you know, at the monitor is not a good idea. But now I've turned that gain down just a hair, and we're sideways, and you're not hearing any distortion, any feedback. It is a fantastic microphone. It looks cool. Really happy. Dennis is super happy with it. So it's unique. I do think that if you were looking for a handheld microphone, something cool to walk around on stage, this is a great option. But if you're like me and you're stuck in your place, I think you can get a richer sound out of one of the Electro-Voices.